Hi everyone, Dawn Fisher from Morning Glory Needleworks. Welcome to my 46th FlossTube video. And as always, thank you to everybody who subscribed, viewed, liked everything, my channel. As always, I always go through this little blurb at the beginning. The links to some of the things I'm going to talk about will be listed in the comments description section. And I also break my videos into chapters. So if there's one certain thing you want to hear about again, you can just jump right to that. It'll be listed as chapters, and then there'll be a timestamp. So all you need to do is click on that timestamp and it will take you right to that section of the video. That way you don't have to scroll on through everything. I'd rather you watch it all, but so it's the 15th of November, 2023. Lots of good things are happening. So I'm going to talk about that first. This will be my life update, as I like to call it. So as I mentioned in my last video, I'm kind of planning out the next two years. I'm going to be sending out some more class proposals to several groups and hope to start getting classes scheduled for 2025. Right now, for 2024, I'm going to be attending quite a few retreats, and I have hopefully four classes scheduled for next year. So as of today, I plan on attending 8 retreats next year. That's the most I've ever attended, plus teaching the 4 classes. It's definitely going to be a busy year, but a good year next year. So I'm very excited that I signed up to go to EGA, Embroiderers Guild of America, their national seminar in Atlanta. It's next August 2024. I'm going to be setting up a pop-up shop for 2 days. Then I'm going to take a class, a one-day class. Then I'm going to be setting up for teacher showcase so people can come see what I teach and take back information to their chapters. And then the last day, I'm just going to spend relaxing and stitching. So I'm going to be there for 4 days. That's the plan right now. The seminar is 5 days, but I think I'm just going to leave on the Sunday to get home. And luckily it's in Atlanta, so that's drivable for me. It's 7-8 hours, something like that. Of course, that all depends on traffic. Anyway, but EGA National, usually they have a local shop or some kind of a shops come in and set up, but they haven't the last couple of seminars. So this time they they usually do that, and then they have a merchandise night where other vendors can come in and set up. But it's only open for 2 hours, and there's people lined up down the hallway waiting to get in, and it's a madhouse, a crazy good madhouse for 2 hours. So they're not doing the local shop anymore, and now they've decided to do these pop-up shops. So they're going to have different vendors in there on different days, and I actually decided to go ahead and do the first and second day. I'm doing the whole day because I wasn't going to be taking any classes anyway. So I was just going to do the stitching time where you can just come and sit in a room, just like a retreat, come and just sit and stitch with a bunch of other people. So, but I thought if I can set up for that time when people are in classes or when it's not busy, hopefully I can still get some stitching in. So that's it. They're going to be long days. They're going to be a lot of time. They're going to have volunteers there to help. So maybe I can get up and eat, or maybe visit the necessary room, whatever. So, and because the seminars in Atlanta, this is another reason I'm doing this, I can drive and I can bring a lot of extra goodies that I don't usually bring. Usually when I go to retreats that I can't drive to, I only bring my designs to sell, patterns, and they're heavy. Patterns are heavy. So, and then I bring my framed pieces, and I have this big, huge bag that weighs close to 50 pounds. And then I have my little tiny bag with my clothes and stuff in it. So at least one bag. Sometimes I have two big, huge bags. So anyway, especially when I go to National, because there, again, I can do teacher showcase. So you got to bring the stitch pieces and all that. So, I can bring other things like the flower frogs. I sell the milk glass and other flower bowls that the flower frogs fit in to put your scissors in. The little salt cellars you can use for pin cushions. I have some half dolls that you can make the skirts for. And I may even bring some samplers to sell. I've been kind of going through them, and I may decide to sell a few of them, and that'll be a good place to sell them. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's not till next August, but I've got all this planned out in my head. So I'm pretty excited about it. I've been going back and forth with some people at National to get everything set up, get my pop-up shop and get everything set up. I just got my contract for that, so that's good. So, and I'm looking forward to attending all of these retreats and teaching. I love teaching. I love going to retreats too, but I really like teaching. And so don't forget, if you're interested in having me teach for you, contact me at Dawn at morninggloryneedleworks.com. And I love to travel, but I do also teach over Zoom. So if you have a small chapter and you can't afford to bring somebody in, I would love to teach over Zoom for you. So also, another fun thing that happened was I was asked to meet up with the Swanee Stitchers, who they took my button box class from me last year, the year before, sometime, and they're a fun group. So they were taking a day trip down here to Silk Road Needle Arts. That's in St. Petersburg, and it's like 10-15 minutes from my house. So they were nice enough to contact me and ask me to come down and see them. So I did. So I met up with them. We had a great time. I hadn't been in Silk Road in a long time. So it was nice to go back. I did not buy anything. Surprise. I'm shocked I didn't. But so if you're ever in St. Pete or in the area, Silk Road Needle Arts, I don't get anything for saying this other than I like to help local needle workshops. So Addie, who owns it, it's mostly a needlepoint store, but there is one whole room of cross stitch books, and some are older. There's some newer. He has every fiber you can imagine. He just has it's a big shop. It's all these little rooms, and there's just thread everywhere, floss, silk, wool, everything. Because of needlepoint, they use a lot of different threads. The walls are also covered with painted needlepoint canvases, and he has all the other goodies that go with it: floor stands, lights, scissors, needles, everything you could need. So I did put a link to his Facebook page. Like I said, he's in St. Petersburg on 22nd Avenue North in the big building, and you kind of have to go in the back. Anyway, so but after we were done there, a lot of people damaged their checkbook a lot while they were there, which I'm sure Eddie enjoyed. After we were done there, we walked across the street to Mazzaro's, which is fabulous. It's an Italian grocery / deli / coffee house / everything Italian you could ever want. We went to the deli. It was a madhouse. That place is, we got there right at noon, so it was crazy in the deli. And I got a muffalata sandwich, which I didn't eat it then. I actually just brought it home, but I've cut it into quarters. That's how big it is. And each quarter is going to be a meal for me. But we sat there and ate lunch. They have like salads to go and or little prepackaged salads and soups. They also have hot food at the deli that you can buy by the pound. And it's amazing. And you just walk through there and you're just like, oh, I need some of this, some of this, some of this. So, but like I said, it was pretty crazy busy there, but we went and ate there. They have like an outdoor, courtyard area, but it is covered. So it's not like you're sitting outside. But yet you're getting the fresh air. So anyway, the food was very good. We had a good time and it was just really nice, to see some of these women. I see them sometimes at retreats, but it was good to see them outside of a retreat. And I'm so glad. Eileen Patterson, thank you for contacting me. It was so good to come see you. I'm hoping I can go on a road trip and meet you guys somewhere. And, it's always a good time when you can meet up with other stitchers and ooh and ah over things in the wonderful things in the shops. So that was one of my fun things I did this week. And it's only Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Anyway, so next, I was thrilled because I was contacted by Gary Parr of Fiber Talk. He wanted to interview me, which, like I said, I was thrilled because I know he's interviewed a lot of other designers and teachers and needlework related people. So a Fiber Talk it's a twice weekly podcast for fiber art hobbyists. So that's the official lingo that's on the website. There's a link to the podcast and everything there. So like I said, when he contacted me, I was like, me? You want me? So, but it was fun. I sent him a bunch of pictures. He asked me to send pictures. So I sent pictures of some of my reproduction samplers, other designs that I've designed and sell, that kind of thing. And during the interview, it was great. He made me feel really comfortable. I enjoyed the discussion. Who doesn't like talking about themselves? But I was a little nervous, because it can be intimidating, but it wasn't. It was a lot of fun, very comfortable. What he does, he has a podcast that you can just listen to. And then there's also, he has FlossTube videos. And what they do for the videos, they don't, like, we're not on there discussing. You can hear us talking, and then pictures that I sent him come up in the FlossTube. So I put a link both to the podcast and to the FlossTube video. So you're welcome to go listen, watch those, and let me know what you think. Again, I'm thrilled, and I really appreciate him contacting me, and also gets my name out to maybe some other people who have not heard of me. I know I've been I'm not as well known because the last few years have been kind of hectic for me. So now I'm trying to get out there, obviously going to a lot of retreats and seminars next year. So hopefully this will help grow my audience and I can get busy and travel some more there. Now I want to talk about I have 2 FFOs, finally finished objects. I think that's what that is. They're almost, I finally figured out how I'm going to finish them, I hope. So and they're ones I've talked about before. I wanted to talk about, this is this sampler that I reproduced. It's like 36 inches long. It's on 28 count linen. This is DMC floss. So I want to get this out there. There's a lot of interest in it. So I want to get the pattern out there. So this is a reproduction. So here's the original, which is rolled up. Oops. And it's backed with this weird kind of fabric. I can't figure out what it is. It's almost like a waxed or oiled fabric maybe. And then it's got silk ribbon, which is deteriorating badly. So once I'm done with this, I need to get in the box, and so it quits deteriorating so much. But what they did, they've got the fabric on the back, and then this on the front. It's not connected in any way. It's just bound with this. They sewed all the edges together, and it's bound with this silk ribbon. And I also figured out when I was looking at this, I just realized this is a piece of banding. This is how wide the fabric is. Both edges are finished. I did not realize that before. You can see it's kind of hard to tell with all the loose threads, but they're slightly finished. So this, you may be able to work this on banding if you can get the right width for your banding. So anyway, like I said, there's the only thing in between here, and I am not going to do that. There's brown paper in here, like it's fabric, a sheet of brown paper, and then this. I'm not going to do that. I don't want brown paper in the middle of mine. So I've been trying to figure out how to finish this. So I finally, sometimes I have to think about stuff for a while. So I finally figured out, I was trying to find some fabric for the back to back it like that, but I couldn't find any. Maybe at some store that carries weird materials, I might be able to. But what I found was this, still in the bag from Joann's. This is it's just an off-white sateen. So it's a shiny cotton fabric, and it just kind of looks like the fabric on the back. It's kind of sateen is like a polished cotton. So it's a really nice heavy cotton. So I figured that would be good for the back of it. So it'll be this on the back. Whoops. This on the front. And then what I got, because I did not want to get silk ribbon, and it's all hand sewn on there. So I'll probably do it the same. So what I found was they didn't have any ribbon that was, oh, it's pouring rain outside. They didn't have any ribbon that was the same color as the ribbon on that. They had some that was close, but it didn't go good because mine is much whiter. So I got this pale, it's hard to see, but it's a pale pink. And it looks really white. I don't know how it looks gonna look to you guys, but it looks white, but it's a pale pink ribbon. And that's what I'm going to use to edge it with. But I wanted something in it. I'm not going to frame it, obviously, because I have to take it with me, and a frame that huge would be crazy. So I also, and I'm hoping this will work, I'm going to try it out. This is Pellon. It's an iron-on, very thin Pellon, like an interfacing low loft quilted for quilting, but it's iron-on. So I'm going to try that. So we'll see. Keep your fingers crossed on how that works. I was hoping to have it done, but I'm still trying to figure everything out and kind of lay it out in my head. I have to think about stuff for a while. That's how my brain works. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up and go, oh yeah, that's how I need to do it. And then hopefully I can remember when I wake up again of what I thought at 3 o'clock in the morning. I do a lot of my thinking, like when I first wake up in the morning. I don't do it as much now because of the cats and stuff, but a lot of times I would lay in the morning and just kind of wake up and think about stuff, get stuff in my head, you know, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. So this is like 36 inches long. So I'm rolling it all up. Anyway, so that is one that I'm hoping will be finished the next time for the next FlossTube. So the next one, I talked about this a long time ago, and this is also another long one. This is one of my new teaching pieces. I have not taught it yet, but because I was trying to figure out how to finish it. And again, it's a long piece. This is 1 yard of the banding, but it doesn't take up the whole yard. It's called a spool of stitches. And so for every letter of the alphabet underneath it, there's a stitch with that name, like Algerian eyelet. I don't know what that is for B. C is, I don't know what I don't have the pattern in front of me, but E is eyelet, F is foliage stitch, you know, like that all the way down. So this is going to be a 2-day teaching piece. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, and it's small. The linen is pre-finished, so you know, it comes just like this. You just have to finish the ends. And I think I'm going to offer the class in, this is sulky thread, and they have like 6 packs of thread. And I think I'm going to offer maybe 3 or 4 different colorways for this. I think it'd be really pretty in like autumn type colors or more spring, I don't know, whatever colors. This has got like chocolate brown and then that spring garden color that I like, and some aquas. The alphabet is all done in one color, and then each band is done in a different color. But the best thing about this, other than it's just a wonderful design, is in 2 days, you may be able to finish this, because I mean, each stitch is only this wide. Each letter of the alphabet, there's, I think 3 different stitches for the alphabets. So it's like 29 different stitches. 26 plus 3 or 4 stitches for the alphabets. So each letter of the alphabet is also a stitch. They're done over 2 threads, and these are done over like 4 threads. But I'm thinking you could get pretty close to finishing this. The hard part was I wanted a spool that this would go on, and I could not find one that I could get in bulk. Now I can find lots of antique ones. I actually found this one, which I love. This spins. I don't know if you can see. This top part turns around, and this fits perfect on this. I love it on this. But this is an antique. I can't get any more of these. And I like to provide, if I'm going to do something like this, I don't want people struggling to find something. I may stitch another one and put it on that, just because I love that so much. So I've been looking for a long time. I've set this aside a bunch of times, but I was on Etsy, and I finally found something that works, and I love it. And they're handmade. She makes them by hand, and everyone is a little bit different, which is great. These are spools, and she actually makes them for reenactments that people, this is what they like, what they used to put their thread on. And I asked her to please make sure they were at least 2 inches wide. And I ordered 2 different ones. This one's really a pretty reddish brown. She has all different colors. This is, I don't know what this is, like maybe an oak, and then this is maybe a cherry, but they're pretty. This one's heavier too, but they're really nice, and they work perfect for this. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to attach this to the spool, get the directions and pictures done. It won't be hard. It'll probably just be a blanket stitch, but so this will just wrap up on the spool. It's really long. And then you can just store it like that, wrapped on the spool. I'm just gonna, this is kind of messy. So you can store it like that, or you can make this into like a bell pull and just hang it. This would be really pretty. There's space here to where you could run or tie a ribbon around it, and run a ribbon or a wire or whatever you wanted, and just hang it and put something on the bottom to weight it down. But I really love this. This was a lot of fun, and I'm so thrilled that I found these spools, and I asked her to make sure I could get a bunch of them because I'm hoping to teach this more often. And so she said she can make me as many as I want, as long as I can give her enough notice to get them made. But like I said, they're beautiful. They work perfect. And I'm really happy with them. Now I just, like I said, I have to figure out how to finish them. I may order, I may stitch another one and then finish it 2 different ways, make one a bell pull and then one just with maybe a ribbon, have a ribbon on the end of it, and you wrap the ribbon around and tie it up or something. So that's that. So I'm really excited about that. So those are like almost finished, in my almost finished pile. Of course, I have several other things I'm working on, but they're not anywhere near being finished. But okay, next, I decided to visit what's called the Fancy Flea Market. They're like pop-up markets. They set up for a few days in different places. They do it, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times a year, just different cities, different areas. I think the last one we went to, I actually took Jeffrey, and we went, and it was in, I think it was in Lakeland, and it was crazy busy. And so anyway, but I hadn't been for a while. So it sounded like a fun way to spend some time and see some different stuff, maybe get some inspirations. I got a few Christmas presents. But I went on Friday. It was open Friday and Saturday. So I went on Friday. So it was not very busy on Friday. And like I said, that's how I like it, because sometimes you just get claustrophobic. There's so many people around you. I didn't buy much, which was okay. I don't need anything else, but I did buy stuff. But yeah, the first thing I walked into was baked goods. Oh no. So I bought 2 pieces of this. It's called Ooey Gooey Butter Cake. Yum. So that was really good. I didn't eat it there because it was messy. But I bought some handmade soaps because I love lavender soap. And I love the handmade soaps. So I got a few of those. And the fun part was I did find a couple of stitchy things. There wasn't a lot. It was a mix. There was some new stuff, a lot of new stuff, and then there was some antique stuff. They have all different things. There was a few with clothes, vintage clothes, new clothes, but it wasn't like a flea market. It was good stuff. So maybe clothes that somebody had decorated, which was really cool. There was one shop that had taken like old denim jackets and sewn needlepoint pieces, vintage needlepoint pieces on the back. It was really cool. So there was a lot of that kind of stuff. But I just kind of looked at everything, but then I did some deep diving on the antiques. So I bought a couple of things, both from the same shop. And I got these beautiful scissors. She said they're silver plate. I don't know. They may be sterling. They're very light. I can't find a sterling or a silver plate mark on them, but they are marked. I think it's JP Co. But they're really, really pretty. Aren't those nice? And they're in pretty good shape. So they were priced okay, because I won't buy anything that's really super expensive unless it's spectacular. But anyway, so I got that. That was fun to find. And then I was digging through all the other cases and I found this, which I love. It's in really good shape, really good shape. And I'm sure your stitchers, you'll notice that is, if you can see it, that's a thimble on top. So this is a traveling sewing kit. So you screw the top off and there's your thimble for your sewing. Then it has this little thing in the center with, this says black and white thread. Sometimes they have brown. And then you can take this and it's the top screws off, and there's actually, you can see them, there's needles in there. Couple of sewing needles inside of this. So there's that. There's the needles sticking out the top. You can see them. And then I just put the top back on. So what a fashionable way to bring a travel sewing kit with you, much better than the little ugly ones they have now. But a lot of times these, because they did travel with them, this one doesn't look like it was really used very much because the paint is really nice. And it's also marked on the side in little teeny print. It says made in France. So anyway, I just thought that was really cute with a little tassel, and it will look nice in my case, along with my scissors that I just stabbed myself because they're sharp. Anyway, okay, that's it. Short and sweet tonight. I know the last couple have been kind of long, but geez, I've had so much to talk about, all the retreats and things. But that's it for FlossTube number 46. So thank you again, as always, to everybody who likes, subscribe, comments on my videos. Be sure to subscribe so you can be notified. My videos do come out on the 1st and the 15th of the month. And I did that because Stitch of the Month always comes out on the 1st of the month. So the next video will have a new Stitch of the Month, and I've already got it all planned out. So I'm excited because it's one of my favorite stitches. But don't forget to share your photos. Join the Stitch of the Month Club. Even if you're not doing the sampler that goes with it, just share pictures of what you're doing, your what stitches you're working on, even if it's just cross stitch. If you got the stitch a day pattern, there's a stitch a day stitch along group or stitch a day group, Facebook group. So there's links to all of that. Also, it's coming up on the 1st of the year. So if you did not buy the Stitch of the Month or Stitch a Day last year in January, you can buy it now. You can start at any time. There's 365 different stitches. I would get it out and show you, but it's all, the samples all wrapped up right now. There's 365 different stitches. It's very small, and it's just you do one new stitch a day. So it's 365 stitches and variations on those stitches. So a lot of people started it last year. If you haven't started it yet or haven't purchased it yet, January 1st is a good time to start it. And then you can get your year going right by doing a stitch every day. So that's it for FlossTube number 46. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the 1st of December.